I am out here in Seattle. We've got Blind Channel in Seattle for the first time ever. I've got Nico and Joel. How are you guys doing?
Great. It's been an awesome tour so far.
Had a little walk around the city, and I love the place.
Now, and we've got some beautiful, wet, normal spring weather here for you today. What has the tour been like for you guys in the States so far?
It's been great. We had, I think, 12 shows. It's been really great. We had a lot of good audiences, and we've seen awesome places and a lot of cornfields and mountains. And
yeah, it's our first time here in America. We really love the place. And we've been around. We've seen like long drives. We've had a couple of day offs. We've learned that if it's not in Walmart, it doesn't exist. Like, we'll learn all that stuff.
Now, what's the best thing you guys have got from Walmart on your tour?
You should see our newest member, Alex, both is like underpants, like, Captain Underpants.
Swimming suit.
Those are always needed.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you guys have blown up since the Eurovision contest, and I think a lot of people don't realize that you were around before Eurovision and you had already hit your own success before then. What has Eurovision done on top of where you guys already had gotten yourselves launched to?
It was a breakthrough. We had the biggest hit ever from that competition. And I think that right now when we are touring America, touring Europe, doing a lot of shows, and I think it's kind of we're getting away from that stamp we have, because many people don't even know that we were there.
Yeah, like Eurovision was what we needed at the moment, because like the world was basically shut down because of the pandemic. But
there was nothing else to do.
Yeah, there was nothing else we could do, so we tried to make most of the time rather than just sit around in a rehearsal place. But after that, now we've been busy doing other things, and I think it's cool that many people are already forgetting the Eurovision part, because the Eurovision it was just like one time thing. Like we have a career to make now.
Yeah.
So you guys had already had like 2 EPs, and I believe you had 3 full albums, and you guys are working actually on releasing your 4th album in July this year. What is the new album going to be like? I mean, we've heard the first few singles out of it, but for the full experience, are you really going to stay along the same lines as the last album or maybe your first ones? Because when I listen to you guys, I always go, God, these guys remind me of like Linkin Park and early Crazy Town. And it's always kind of a fresh vibe with you guys when you do something new.
Yeah, like we always, when it comes to songwriting, we always want to surprise people. We want to surprise ourselves, because that's what keeps us creative and going. The album is gonna be really great. We're super proud of it. It has a lot of songs. Like I think the oldest one was written in 2018, but most of the songs we wrote them during like being this little band in the pandemic, and then turning into this bigger band especially in Finnish and European rock scene, but as well like in here, like big things happened, and throughout this journey we were always writing new songs, and then we just picked the ones that made a best album. So yeah, it really has this nice vibe to it, to see what's going on like behind the scenes, if you can say that.
Now, do you think Eurovision, after the fact, opened some doors for you with other artists or working with people that you necessarily hadn't come across before? Because I know you guys you've toured with Amaranth, you've toured with Royal Republic, you've been on major festival stages. You won the Wacken Metal Battle for Finland and played Wacken. I mean, is there something left you haven't done yet? I mean, because for an under 10-year-old band, you guys have done so much.
I would say that Rock and Ring main stage, that's one thing that we're really looking up for. And also, right now, we have the New York headline show. That's a really
coming up
massive thing, and I'm really looking forward for that.
Yeah, and there's still a long way to go. Like, when we walk down the street, people don't recognize us yet.
Yes.
So there's still a lot of things to do, I think.
See, and I'm that oddball in the States because I love the European scene. So I'm like, I'll know who you are when you walk by me, and I'm just kind of like, yeah, I see you, and I'm not going to be like that, oh my God, because that's going to come. I mean, is it like that for you guys over in Europe? I mean, when you're out on the road, what is it like being here versus over there?
In Finland, it is like we
can't walk the streets without security.
Yeah. That's
really?
what it
in
is.
Finland?
Yeah.
But in Germany, I mean, last summer we went to the Sony Music Germany in Berlin. We had like some chats there with the big bosses and something like that. There was like fans waiting for us outside. So
yeah, it happens in Europe as well, but of course the cities are bigger and we're not that big over there, so it's smaller. Yeah. What's been great to see is that even here, like these shows we're playing right now, there's usually a front row or a couple Blind Channel fans in the audience, and that's always cool.
Yeah, it's crazy when we start playing like Dark Side, people knows that you need to put the middle fingers up. And
The best part of every night is when Dark Side begins and you see on the audience's faces that, oh, it's this band, I've heard this song. Like, that's always the best moment.
thank you for the Octane Radio for playing that a lot.
Well, you know, and I think it's funny when you say that because there are a lot of bands that compete in Eurovision over the years, and I've talked to a few people along the way that have done Eurovision, and they're always like, well, you know, I don't want to say that I don't want that audience that came to us, but they found us because of that, but we weren't necessarily happy with the song we put onto the song contest. Did you guys feel like you were happy with putting Dark Side on that, or would you have rather had something else? How did the whole evolvement of that come?
I think all the stars were in line back in that time, so the song was kind of provoking the audience and people because there was this middle finger thing and everything, and
It was the only way to do it, actually,
Yeah.
because we made a couple of these songs that maybe had a bit more the Eurovision vibe, and we fucking hated those. Because, like, if you want to... Because it was promo for us. Like, we can say that out loud. It was promo gig for us.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
you're doing a
Cool.
promo gig, you should do it with a song that is 100% you. Am I correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, Lordy did it. Come on, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also we've been like from like previous years and days, we've been saying not years but months, we've been like rejecting all the interviews about Eurovision because we don't want to talk about it anymore. But I understand, we're in America, we can talk about it.
Yeah, it was fun while it lasted, but like I think we're pretty much over Eurovision, of course, and it was a great experience. We're never gonna forget that, and we're super thankful for it. Like two things we don't like that much are Eurovision and pandemic, but we owe a lot to both of those things.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think we're all sick of the pandemic because we're slowly just getting shows here in Seattle. We just literally had our mask mandate lifted. So for us, it's great to see live music back. And again, bands we haven't seen before in Seattle.
Yeah, this is great. I mean, I think USA is leading the way out of this COVID shitstorm that's been around for 2 years. And it's great to see that there's like Europe is going as well in the data. It's great.
Now, through your lyrics on your songs, I love them because they're all over the place, but I feel like you guys are talking about a lot of really hard-hitting topics in your music. Is that a forethought you do when you do your writing, or does it just kind of the lyrics flow as you listen to the music and put them together?
Like, I make most of the lyrics, and I think they just like happen. We discuss about things that we're going through as individuals or as a band, and it's really personal stuff. Like, we're not very political band, if you know what I'm saying. We're mostly just like, because this band has a sense of therapy for us. Like, the touring, the shows, the studio time, the songwriting, it's all about like getting something out of you. Like, if we wouldn't write songs, I think we would be in this soft room somewhere, like
The padded room, absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially through the pandemic.
yeah, we would go crazy if we didn't do it. It has that kind of sense to it, and it's been great to see that or hear from our fans that the songs and the topics, the difficult topics we're going through, have been really helpful for them, and that kind of creates the point to what we're doing.
Yeah, and I can understand that because I am self-proclaimed a fan of Blind Channel. I love what you guys do, and I love your sound. And I do find that you connect with bands more when you hear something that feels like it's truly coming from a deeper place. And I feel like you do that a lot with your lyrics. And then also there are the lyrics you have that are just so much fun too. But then there are those songs where you really feel like, okay, this is something deeper than just, hey, let's make an album.
Yeah, it's really important to put your heart and soul into what you're doing, because if you fake it, people can see that and you're not gonna make it.
We're emotional beings as humans, so I think
I'm not anymore, but I'm a wreck. But I sing about
no,
being a wreck.
emotional. But even if you
Emotional
are a wreck, but like people can sense if you're faking it, people somehow they see through it. We've seen that happen.
Well, and I understand that because I think a lot of people I've talked to along the way, I go to shows and I talk to people and they're like, you know, this song or this band saved my life, like literally saved me from killing myself because of their music. And I hear that with so many bands, and it's always something that's surprising that people connect so deeply. Have you had that experience where people have maybe told you something that, you know, like your music pulled them through, or literally you saved their life? And what is that like for you?
Many young girls like send the messages on Instagram, and it's kind of scary to read those stories that they're almost killing themselves. And I mean, there are so many messages. I can't just reply all of them. But if our music helps, it's good. But we're not therapists. We're musicians. doing what we do, songwriters. We can't be like a Dr. Phil to tell them what to do.
Yeah, we get a lot of those messages. Like our inboxes are full all the time, mostly young people, and it's at the same time it's pretty sad. But we also know that most of the messages are saying that thank you, your music saved me, and that's kind of the point. That like that's why we make that music, and it's great to hear. But there are cases where they like want our attention or something like that, or they want us to tell them like, tell me what I should do in this situation, and the most honest thing we can say is we have no fucking idea what you should be doing, like, because we're not therapists. No.
Yeah, it's always tough to hear that when people are desperately reaching out and trying to make the connection.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, now that you guys have traveled far and wide, what have you seen as you've traveled that maybe you think that is maybe something happening around the world to everyone that we can fix, or that you see that you want to see change in?
Hard question.
Very hard. No idea.
No idea. I mean,
should we fix something? We're trying to fix this, like these broken teenagers with our music, like one soul at a time, and that's, I think that's the most of what we can do.
Yeah. Sometimes when we're sleeping in this bus, there's like road that is really bumpy. So they can probably fix the roads.
Especially in Seattle. That's a hot topic here.
Yeah.
All right, final question. What do you guys have coming up after the tour, and any last words you want to say to the fans?
We're going to Europe to tour with Electric Callboy, previously Eskimo Callboy. We have a sold-out arena tour in Europe for 60,000 people.
Then we're going back to Finland. We're doing the
27 festival tour.
Then we do our own headline tour in Europe.
32 shows. No, 29. Something like 30 shows.
And after that, maybe one more tour around here or someplace else. One more tour fits to this year, and then and then it's Christmas.
Yeah. That's our plan.
Christmas is awesome.
And we're gonna release the album Lifestyles of the Sick and Dangerous.
That's awesome. That is going to be awesome. And that comes in July. So everyone out there needs to pay attention, pre-order, and get that album so they can support you guys and catch you on any of the other tour dates, because that is what it's about, bringing live music back. Definitely.
Yeah. For the fans, we love you. Keep supporting and streaming Bad Idea.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.